We've got 4 wins to talk about in this Line Vision update with UNA head baseball coach Mike Keene. The UNA baseball team's been playing great ball, and it started last weekend against Union with a 3-game sweep over the Bulldogs on the road. But more importantly, Coach, not only did we take 3 from a very good team in the conference, but we clinched our spot in the conference tournament.
Yeah, we knew going in, obviously they were in second place and we were right behind them and at their place, and we know they've been playing extremely well. So it was going to be a good challenge for us, going to be a tough challenge for us, and I was really pleased the way we responded. We found a way to win the first game and then played extremely well games 2 and 3.
In that first game, we head into the top of the 9th inning, trailing in the ball game 5-4. We load the bases, and that's when 2 of our hottest hitters, Drake Tucker and Kyle Hubbock, come up big for us late, driving in the final 2 runs.
Yeah, it was kind of a game where they made mistakes early. It gave us some runs, and then we made some mistakes to give them their runs to take the lead. But give our guys credit. They found a way, got a lead guy on, executed a bunt that they couldn't handle extremely well. TJ does a great job with first and second. They were charging, and he slaps a single, then they loaded the bases, and then obviously Drake Tucker sack fly, and then Hubbock came up huge in that game and just really stayed and had a good swing and drove in a couple more runs and didn't try to do too much. So I think that's the thing that Kyle's been doing much better as of late. He's so strong with the bat anyway, he doesn't have to do too much, and he just stayed on the ball and singled, and we came back, and then obviously we were able to shut him down.
Games 2 and 3, the bats really got going. In Game 2, it was Ben Cooley and Davis Elliott hitting solo home runs, but the story once again in the 7-inning game was Lane Wallace, Coach. A 3-hit shutout effort from him. I mean, we've talked before, Game 2 has been our struggle game, but since he stepped into that spot, he continues to pitch well.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. He kind of first out against Delta, got his feet wet, but then after that, he's just been really good, and he was really sharp again against Union. And you look at the numbers going in, Union had a lot of home runs, and so it was a team that we knew, and the wind was blowing out. So, at any time a 3-run lead wasn't going to be safe, but as good as his ability to throw, he really has 4 pitches that he's throwing for a strike. So whenever you can do that, keep him off balance, and he just did a great job of pitching.
Game 3, Devin Traglia was spectacular on the mound, but the bats were definitely the story. A 14-2 win over Union in 7 innings. And, Coach, you look at what our 2 through 5 hole hitters did. 10 for 18 in the contest. Kyle Hubbock hit 2 home runs. I mean, we could pick just about any player. It seems like everybody was swinging the bat well.
It really did, and we came out of the chute swinging well. We got is really, which we've done a lot of, they get 2 quick outs, and then Drake Tucker gets the 2-out hit, and then next thing you know, we get another 2-out hit, and then it just kind of opened up and put up 4. But I think what they did in this, the game 2, we had some, like you talk about Cooley and Elliott having some big hits, and we're able to do enough. But what we did is we really used the whole field. We really took advantage of what the plan was, and then we executed the plan. And I think one of the guys that really made a difference, who's been struggling but was good for us early, was Logan Carter. He took a breaking ball and drove it to right field, and that really kind of set the tone for the rest of the game when we had guys hit. I mean, it didn't matter what they were throwing. We'd hit the breaking ball, we'd hit the fastball, and then, of course, anytime you got Kyle Hubbock hitting a couple home runs with guys on base, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to score a lot of runs.
The 3-game sweep over Union moved UNA into second place in the conference standings, also one of 2 teams now to lock a spot in the conference tournament. However, 6 conference games left. Rather, a lot can still happen, so we still have a lot to be playing for despite having already secured our spot.
Yeah, that's probably, to me, when you're in this position, you don't want to look ahead. We've done a great job so far this year really looking at who our next opponent is. I know coaches talk about this all the time, but really that's what we've tried to do. And our next opponent obviously is Christian Brothers. So we got to be more concerned with having a good weekend again against Christian Brothers, because it doesn't matter, you have to perform well the next 6 games, then you worry about the conference tournament. It's nice to be in, but as close as everybody is, I mean, anything can happen and move you into a different position by having a couple bad weekends, so hopefully we won't do that.
We rode the momentum of the 3-game sweep. Wednesday, we travel over to Huntsville to take on Alabama A&M, and we rally late for a 10-6 win to wrap up, I guess, the season sweep over the Bulldogs. But Coach, once again, we rally late. How competitive is this team? I mean, it doesn't seem like they ever want to quit in a ball game.
Well, I think it's what makes it tough midweek, because we didn't, we left as late as we possibly could, and it's tough when you just basically get there, show up, warm up, taken in and out. You don't hit on the field. You really don't have your normal pregame prep that you normally do. So I think starting off, we weren't quite ready. But like you said, once they took a lead, then we had Dylan Stewart really kind of shut them down. And once they shut them down and kept them from scoring, then our guys really had some good at-bats. And Kyle, Hubbock hit another home run. Cooley hit another home run. But we had Tucker got things going with the triple, and then Peyton Sockwell had just a tremendous day at the plate. And then we were able to expand, and that took the lead. And then with our bullpen coming in, which was Stewart, Cook, and then Wall, pretty much shut them down the last 4 innings, and that's what you need to do. But that this group has, if they just keep plugging away, keep having good at bats, they usually realize that if they keep doing some positive stuff, they get a chance to win the game, and they did. And it was a tough battle, tough midweek game, but I was really glad that we settled down, and then about the last 5 innings we played extremely well.
So here we are, Coach, our last home weekend this week, and it's already been shuffled around due to weather. It'll be a Sunday-Monday series against Christian Brothers. Sunday, Senior Day, starting at 2 p.m. Senior Day festivities will start at 1:45. The finale on Monday will be at 2 p.m. as well. So Christian Brothers comes to town, Coach. They're down at the bottom of the conference standings, but still, we can't afford to go to sleep on anybody at this point in the season.
No, if you look at Christian Brothers, I know Coach Parks, who took over this program, everybody I talked to just talked about how hard they play. They're very competitive, and you look at their scores, for the most of their games, they've been right in the middle of it. They got 3 starters that have kept them in the game, and if you notice, if you allow them and you don't play well or you're not doing the things you need to do, they can beat you. I think that's what's about this conference. We tell our guys, don't look at the record, because this team will play hard. They're going to come at you. They got a couple guys that are swinging the bat real well. 2 of their top hitters have 10 home runs between the 2 of them, and most of their RBIs. So, if you think you're just going to come in there and throw the ball down the middle of the plate, that's not going to happen. So we know we got to play well again. And that was kind of, I think, with Alabama A&M. Their record wasn't great, but you can see what happened. They took the lead and, had a chance to beat us. And so you got to play well. So, again, this will be more of an emotional weekend, obviously, when you do have a senior recognition day, especially when we have only 5, and they've all made it a tremendous impact this year. That doesn't happen all the time. But this year, without those 5 guys doing what they did this year, we wouldn't be having the season we're having right now.
Final home weekend for the UNA baseball team out at Mike Lane Field, starting Sunday at 2 p.m. with a doubleheader against Christian Brothers. Senior Day, come support the seniors at 1:45 as they wrap up their seniors' careers at North Alabama.